Hello, and welcome to Robinsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. As always, I really like getting comments and hearing from you and seeing how this is going for you. This is Postcards Across the COVID Miles. Today we are making postcards with a technique that I just love. I kind of figured this out, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I just love it. So this is paint, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes how to get this effect, but I need you to check this out. See right here, this these marks. Do you see right here? To me, this looks a little like seaweed. It's just so cool. And here's another page I did. Here's some really easy to see little seaweeds. And here we've got some blue on blue seaweed action. A little white, a little red. Check this out. Right along here. Isn't this pretty? I just really like it. And what I've done here is made these big pages. Oops. These are 14 inches by 11 inches. The paper that I've been using is oil and acrylic paper by Canson, 11 by 14, 136 pound, 290 grams per, I think, square yard and square meter. Anyway, this paper, you will see, has, I'm not sure we're going to see it. It has a texture that looks a little bit like the weave of canvas on a stretched canvas. So let's start painting. You will need some acrylic paints, and I confess that the acrylic paints were kind of getting, I could have pulled the camera even further away. The acrylic paints that I have are, let's just confess, they are not particularly expensive acrylic paints. But it somehow doesn't really matter. So this paint is really wet. Alright, that's all the white paint we get. And now you can see this a little better. I'm just putting down some polka dots of color. And I'm gonna put more paint on the canvas than I'm gonna need. So I have a flat brush. What is that, like an inch? This is obviously a pretty old. Either that or I just don't take care of my stuff that well. I started saying, and I don't know if I finished, I'm putting more paint on this. It's going to end up being more paint than I need. And actually, usually I way overdo it. But we need rather a lot of paint. And we want to paint on every little bit of this paper, we're gonna we are going to well, the white didn't last very long. It did on the last one I did. Yeah, we want to paint the entire page. We want there to be quite a bit of paint on the You see how there's like a lot of paint here. We want that to happen, to be kind of gushy. And now I've got to paint the second. You need 2 sheets to do this. Oh, and I meant to say, and I haven't said that yet. This board that I'm working on here is, well, I've always known it as blue board. And obviously this is green. This is the Lowe's version of it. The hardware store in my town has a blue version of the same thing. It's like styrofoam, and it's used as insulation. Sorry, it's really hard to do everything and talk. It's used as insulation board on houses when people build houses. And trying to get the paint off. And obviously, I don't need to be particularly perfect about this. So I have my red and blue paper, and I have my kind of yellow and white paper. And what I'm going to do is put one on top of the other. And you do want to press around the edges. Anyway, painting on styrofoam, before I miss this thought again, is great because it's really light. I can just pick up the board and put it in a drying place, and it's out of my way, and it catches all the paint drips, and I don't care because it's my painting board. So we're going to make sure that we've made contact between the 2 pages and then pull them apart. So you can see this paper right down here in this lower corner. We've got some really great, oh, look at these, the seaweed thing. And then over here, there's some great red seaweed on the yellow background. Look at that, look at that. And some blue. So, yeah. This is what you need to do. I'm going to put this away into my drawing stack, and I am coming back. And we get to play with these a little bit. Hold tight. Let's see if I can get a little of the paint off of my fingers. So what I did was I took and we made this frame thing. Let's get our colors on lesson 2. Basically, you just take a postcard shape. You measure out 6 inches by 4 inches and cut a hole. This is a piece of watercolor paper. I wanted it to be a little extra stiff. So you just cut a hole in the middle. And what that lets you do is make choices about... Actually, that's really beautiful right there. Oh, I caught it. So here's a section right here that I really like a lot. And I want to make sure I capture that on a card. And I have, because if we turn this over, that little section is right in here. And I've got a card catching most of it. And there's a little bit in the upper corner here. So let's see what happens. I did this before I started the video. So what I did was I just put the frame... Can do this for you in a way that you can actually see. Yeah. So I put the frame here and I just drew around it. So let's see what we get. Here's the first one. Look at this up here. This is kind of fun. Now, there's nothing preventing me from putting something else on top of this. And because this A has texture, you know, right there, and B, it's kind of dark, I might put a paper cut on top of, you know, in a lightish color on top, so that... I don't know, it brightens it up. This painting actually came out a whole lot darker than I thought it was going to. These paints, as I said, are not the highest quality. All right, so what else do we have here? There's another one. This is the one that caught this beautiful, I mean, it looks like Spanish moss hanging off an oak down in Georgia, wherever there are these beautiful trees. Yeah, just really scrumptious. Let's cut out this one, see what we get. So as I said, oh, you know what that looks like to me is somehow there's some sort of like rolling hills, and these look like big cypress trees, sort of. And grasses, long grasses growing up on the hills. We've got 2 more out of an 11 by 14 piece of paper. I can get 5 different cards. Oh, I kind of like this one like that. This again looks like growing things. Yeah, I think I kind of like this one the best. This looks like a sheer curtain in the window, and the horizon, and the sun in the sky, and bushes, and yeah, this is just so fun. roughly, sorry, I was just trying to see how much time we've used. And we end up with these sort of extra pieces too, which, come to think of it, now I just painted these cards yesterday and they're already dry 24 hours later. Of course, it's also winter, and this is the room I'm in the most often. That was a bad job. So my heater is in here, so it's probably helping things like that one, like that. I think I like that one like that. It's sort of a terrible job there. This is the woods for me. I see a tree here with some sunlight coming in from here and lots of branches. Sort of a dark, not so sunny place over here in the forest. I mean, really, we could just go on making up stories for a long time. Oh yeah, and I wanted to talk about these little extra pieces. Could be either for one of these cards. It's not actually terribly light. Well, I don't know. It could work. You could also mount this on white paper or something. Well, like this. You know, of the white paper being a little bit bigger, and make a little frame around it and then glue that on, sort of distinguish the two. Yeah, so we had to play endlessly with this. Can you see me? Am I here? So yes, save all your little bits and save. So out of these two pieces of paper that I squished together and then pulled apart to get all these incredible little seaweed marks, I got 10 postcards. So that's very exciting. Yay! This one here, this one here, and this one here. Yeah, so the general idea is to put acrylic on some sort of paper. It can be the fancy Canson stuff. It can also be the inside of a cardboard, like a cereal box or a cracker box. It could be, you could do cardstock, except maybe not, because the wetness of the paint would maybe really warp just simple cardstock. And by the way, we then have our postcard backers that we made back in. We made this frame and this postcard backer, I think both of them, back in Postcarding 2. So I just glue that on, and then I have this story going on. Yeah, you'd have to decide what you figured was the... I think I like this one better. So yes, so get some acrylic paint and paint however you want, and make up the rules and smush colors together and basically have too much fun or just enough fun or something like that. So, how about this for a blessing? May you have colorful fingers, but also may you, this is sort of a silly blessing. I might have to come up with another one too. May you be able to define what exactly too much fun could possibly mean in the world of art. Like, is it even possible to have too much fun in your studio? Maybe not. Anyway, I guess may my blessing for you and I and all of us, all the world, whether you're painting or not, may we all have fun. Imagine the little diamond sparkles going out across the world. Do you know, all the gurus I ever listened to, on this particular day that I'm filming, there is great chaos going on in the United States where I live. And one of the things that I think it's true, and I can't always do it, but I think it's true, is that the more we feel good about our own lives, me, my life, you, your life, like, don't even spread it out any more than that. The more each one of us feels great about our own lives, the more that energy of fun and playfulness and making postcards to send out to your beloveds, to tell them that you love them, than what we keep putting out in the world, even in times of amazing crisis like our country is in right now. We still keep feeding the country my own pleasure, your own pleasure, the pleasure of the person who gets this postcard. That's what we're feeding into the national picture, the worldwide, the universe-wide picture, is we're just feeding fun. And I don't mean that we're supposed to not pay attention to whatever the hell is going on. We are supposed to pay attention to that. And I'm supposed to be a citizen in the best way I know how, and hope for the best and work for the best. And then when that part of the work is over, before that and after that, I get to play and have fun and send out my good vibes into the world. And that's what happens for you too, and anybody else. So I wish you fun to send out good vibes into the world. I will see you next time. Have a good time making these, and use hashtag postcarding. If you ever post any of these on your Facebook or Instagram or anything, and then we can all see each other's work, which would be very, very fun. All right, see you next time. Bye.